Let's take a look at the 6 new listings of online businesses for sale that Empire Flippers has this week. They range in size from $38,000 to $2.4 million in asking price. That's a pretty wide range. So I'm going to go through these listings here and share some of my own experience-based insight into these listings and whether or not I think they would be a good acquisition target for someone like myself that is looking to acquire an established and profitable online business, or a small online business that has a lot of upside potential. It's one of the things I like about small online businesses as opposed to offline businesses. Just kind of a side note here, but with offline businesses, there's often not a lot of upside potential or easy wins or high scale. There's not high scale with those offline businesses. So I don't like buying small offline businesses. But when it comes to online businesses, small is not necessarily so bad because you've got a talent or labor pool of what could be independent contractors located anywhere in the world, and your product or service offering can scale rapidly without much investment needed. So when it comes to online businesses, I'm looking for either established and profitable, steady, kind of larger businesses, but also smaller ones here. So I'm going to jump into these listings. I have not seen any of these listings so far. I did not scroll down before starting recording here, so I'm going to be flying blind as I go through it. First one, making $8,289 per month, listed at a 24x multiple. It's an Amazon KDP business, so that's a Kindle digital product business. It operates in the self-help niche, offering 4 unique low-content journals. Key strengths include an exceptional net profit margin of 99.67%. That's typical with a digital product like this. Minimal ad spend with a total advertising cost as a percent of sales below 1%. Highly rated books. Okay, so Kindle digital product. Yeah, I can't really say that there's much here to like, or there's not much that I like about this one, because the way I see it here is you've got a product that's very simple, very easily duplicatable. They found an audience offer fit. People are buying it, at the moment, but there's nothing proprietary about this. There's nothing unique and really value added. And that's, general rule. Maybe there's an exception here that I'm not catching on to, but general rule of thumb. They've got it priced accordingly, but I don't see any opportunity for high growth, high scale. I don't see it as established and time tested. So we'll go on to the next one. It is a faceless YouTube channel launched in 2022 in the news and education niche. The channel produces long-form news coverage and analysis with a strong focus on military affairs. And it's making $3,984, listed at a 31x monthly multiple. This one is platform dependent on the YouTube channel. I've heard a lot of chatter about YouTube trying to reduce the exposure of these faceless channels. I know these faceless channels can be good and get, really high engagement and all that, but fundamentally, it's not that hard to knock off a faceless YouTube channel. So I wouldn't be too interested in that one. You also can't really scale a YouTube channel with paid ads. Another KDP business with a portfolio of 11 paperback coloring books launched in 2024, designed for passive ownership. The top title holds a 4.8 star rating with 187 reviews. So first of all, I think this business, like these other two that we've looked at, would be great for somebody to own. They're great businesses to own, great for whoever created them, but they're not good businesses to acquire. I would not mind owning any one of these if I, spun it up and got it running, but I would not acquire them. Again, I just don't see much proprietary here or much equity value really behind either one of these. Next up is an European Amazon FBA business that sells products within 5 sub-niches of the home category under 5 separate brands with a strong foothold in Germany. The business has seen a 200% year-over-year increase, so it's growing rapidly. There's a little something here, but it's still FBA. So it's platform dependent on Amazon. And it's priced at a 38x multiple, right? So the opportunity with these FBA businesses is if you can really transition them off of Amazon FBA, but it's not priced for that. If we're priced a pretty good bit lower, like a 24 to 30x multiple, then I would say, all right, this looks like it might be something where, if you're a skilled online business operator and advertiser, you could pull this off of FBA or start, promoting sales through another channel besides FBA, but this just is not really priced in line to do that. Another KDP business started in 2021 and mostly focuses on children's entertainment and education books. The majority of sales come from France/French-speaking countries, with translations to other languages driving revenue from other countries. It's a very low overhead business. All right, so here, it's certainly much higher volume because they're profiting $12,000 a month. So maybe there's a little something here. You're still platform dependent on Amazon. Of course, like the FBA business, the same thing applies to the KDP business. The opportunity is that you take the product off of Amazon and start selling it in some other way. I'd be a little bit more interested in this one than the other ones because it is older and is a little bit larger in revenue. That said, I'm not really crazy about it. I'm not crazy about any business that is so platform dependent on Amazon. I know a lot of people have done very well there, but I'm not optimistic that everybody's going to continue doing well there going forward. Maybe I'm just not seeing the full picture, but ultimately I think there are better fish to fry, right? There's better fish out there in the sea to catch. Next up, making $49,000 a month and listed for sale at $2,408,000 is a SaaS business that provides an AI-powered SEO tool that helps marketers and business owners improve their rankings on Google and gain visibility in language learning, large language models like ChatGPT, with 515 active subscribers and a lifetime value of $961. Business maintains stable year-over-year revenue and a churn rate of just 11%. Subscription plans range from $59 a month to $389 per month, with an additional bespoke tier at $2,000 per month. Okay, there's a lot to like here. It's very profitable. Number one, it's got what seems like sticky customers and a fair user base, and it's in a market where the user base could really 10x. I don't see that as being something far-fetched. The valuation here is a little high, a little higher than I would like, but that really, depends on the quality of the product. How robust of a product is this? What has their growth been like? Is the growth steady? Did it spike up initially and has it tapered off since then? That would be kind of the bear case. Bull case is that it is seeing steady growth, even consistent through the last 6 months, while AI tools continue to be ever evolving. So yeah, of all of these 6 listed here, my favorite, one I'd be most interested in would be this one, the SaaS AI-powered SEO tool. Now, before we take a deeper look at that, this one, I'm going to open it up here and take a deeper look at it. Which one of these would you be most interested in? Let me know in the comments, and if you feel like there's anything I have missed out on or overlooked, let me know in the comments as well. And if you're finding this video helpful or insightful, you know the drill. Smash that like button to help me out in the YouTube algorithm. Now let's click on learn more here and I'll take a deeper look at this listing. Okay. So here we see the monthly profit and revenue trend, and interestingly, it's been pretty steady for the last almost 2 years. I'm recording this in December of 2025. The profit and revenue goes back to January 2024 and also January 2024. And if anything, it's in a slight downtrend in profitability, slight uptrend in revenue. Maybe that means they have to keep spending a little bit more money on ads every month or maybe not every month, but spending a little bit more money on ads on average to keep customers coming in. It certainly indicates that there was a spike and then things kind of got pretty steady. And they haven't been able to grow it in the last 2 years, right? Literally $47,000 last month, $55,000 in January 2024. So it's not really experiencing any growth. We got all the details that we know about. It differentiates itself through its organic distribution engine. Okay, so they're not spending much money on ads. Built over 2 years across 11 YouTube channels. That's odd. The media ecosystem has generated $1.5 million in direct sales with zero ad spend, driving traffic through evergreen, discoverable, ranked content ranked across YouTube, Google, and ChatGPT. In October 2025, 26.7% of new signups originated via GPT citations, highlighting the platform's growing influence. The media channels also attract sponsor attention, and that seems like about the only details we need to know. Stable earnings and profit. Okay. Page views really spiked up here. Yeah. So it's getting interesting, right? It's getting a lot of traffic recently. Remember, we got the data back to here, and it's been pretty steady, even though traffic spiked up. That jumps out as odd to me. That tells me that the ChatGPT traffic is not converting. Maybe I'm taking this wrong, but it talks a lot about how much traffic it's getting from ChatGPT, or actually it says signups. Yeah, so we don't know if it's all the traffic's coming from ChatGPT, but traffic's coming from somewhere, and it's basically not converting. So what do I think about the valuation of this business? Well, my approach is, assigning a valuation multiple to the business unit and the quality of the business and the product and offering, and then multiplying that by the future revenue, or future profitability, excuse me. In this case here, we don't know how robust this tool is, but it's probably not very hard to build out something like this, to be honest. I mean, I kind of feel like it's a GPT wrapper in some sense. I don't really know. If this is really a good product that is more than a GPT wrapper, it's a good product and it's more than a GPT wrapper, and it really provides value and it's not some nebulous software, I think the 49x is on the high side of fair for it. But on the flip side, if this is what is essentially a GPT wrapper and the software is just doing the analysis by feeding things through the OpenAI API or API of any other AI model, then I think the valuation multiple here should be much lower, like 36x, if that. And then that would be applied to the future profitability here. I do see a little bit of decline in the future profitability. So I'd want to kind of flesh out these numbers and assume that, it's not going to just go up. It's going to stay steady or decline. Yeah, so I'm not going to run any scenarios out with that, but just, assuming it stays steady here, I'd say it's valued on the very high side of fair. And if the product is not a really high quality, unique, differentiated, and truly value-adding software, I think the multiple needs to be much lower, and we'd multiply that out over what the forecasted 12 months going into the future would be. So, it's in the realm of fair at this price here, but ultimately still quite on the high side. And if I were going to be interested in this or going to look into this further, I would expect that I would be offering a fair bit less. I mean, let's just say this thing is really no more than a GPT wrapper. And we do 36 times, and the average profit is declining 10%. I know I said I wasn't going to forecast out any numbers, but here we go. $49,000 times let's be generous and just say times 0.95. It's going to decline 5%, right? Times 36 for a 36x monthly multiple. Then the valuation I see as being fair here would be $1,675,000. So we don't really have enough detail, but if you are interested in a SaaS business, there seems to be something here, and this one might be worth a look. Now, before I sign off here, how could you grow this business? Well, they aren't doing anything with paid ads. The real win is you get some type of systematic funnel in place to where you can really scale this business with advertising, right? Click button advertising. It is incredibly powerful. I know it sounds easy to do, but it is not easy to pull off, and to get the right audience offer fit and get the conversions happening and all that. It's a bit difficult, but if you are looking for a SaaS business and you're a skilled advertiser, this may be for you. On that note, guys, if you found this video helpful or insightful, you know the drill. Smash that like button to help me out in the YouTube algorithm. I would really appreciate it. And if you feel like there's anything I overlooked or missed out on, let me know in the comments below. I'm calling it a wrap and signing off on that note.